a lot of things have changed in the past 100 to 200 years. So, didn't we all think slavery was over, but still going on in Africa? Human trafficking. Slavery, a lot of things are going on. About 71% of women are human trafficking, are trafficked. 29% of men are being trafficked. And the sad part, 25% of children are like my age, your age, anybody else's age, around 10 to 19 being trafficked. So we are supporting A21 Africa, and their plan is to drive with racial hope, and the cycle of human trafficking can be broken. So help us. We are partnering with the authorities and A21 to secure freedom, victims with authorities and victims with the conviction of human traffickers through programs like hotlines, child advocacy centers, identification training, and legal support. Empowering survivors of human trafficking on their unique journey toward restoration independence through programs like aftercare, safe administration, and relocation services, human trafficking of the abuse of children. And did you know, 40 million people are enslaved in the world today. And a lot of them are 64% are from Africa. And human trafficking is the fastest growing criminal industry in the world, generating our 250 trillion rand per year, and estimating 2.8 out of every 1,000 people in Africa, this is just Africa, in modern day slavery. Africa children and people in Africa are living in poverty, inequality, enslaved, and A21 is the solution to this. To gender discrimination within family and larger community, tolerance of violence against women and children, mass displacement, conflict, extreme poverty, lack of access to education and job opportunities, violence, and harmful social norms like child marriage. We need to stop trafficking people, human trafficking, and modern slavery. And those are used as umbrella terms to refer both sex trafficking and compelled labor. The trafficking victims protect activists. That is mostly what we're doing, but A21 is something. And Jacob is going to talk about the story about Paul and his life with A21.
Paul dreamt of coming to America from the time he was a child. He grew up surrounded by gang violence and lived in fear for his and his family's safety. One day, a man visited Paul's town and asked if he was interested in traveling to America. Paul felt like this was the opportunity he's been waiting for, a chance to fulfill his dreams of creating a better life for him and his family. He decided to use his life savings and pay the man to ask him to take him to America. But once they arrived, he was brought to a couple he knew nothing about. The man told him that in order to stay in America, Paul needed to work for this couple's farm and restaurant. Paul agreed, but once he decided to stay, they stripped him of his identification and documents. He slept on a mattress in a shed on the farm with no heat and little food. Even though he worked 16 hours a day, he never received any money for his work. He was told his money was going toward his lodging, necessities, a debt he owed, and his family back home. But the more Paul asked questions about his money, the more the couple threatened to call the police. One day Paul was working at the restaurant when he started a conversation with a customer in his national language. The customer did not feel right about the story Paul was telling, so he reported the incident to law enforcement. Eventually, law enforcement conducted an operation at the restaurant and was able to arrest Paul able to assist Paul to safety. Afterwards, Paul was put in contact with A21. Our team was able to coordinate legal services and provide the support Paul needed to find a stable employment and craft a safe home so his family could come live with him.